on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew royalty. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, temperance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit.
Shalawam, 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 sisters. Shalawam. Come on in. Come on in. Who is here? Who is here? Talk to me. Shalawam. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to be back. I am so excited to be back. Please drop a comment in that comment box. Sister Habkarat, of course you are here. Of course you are. All praises to the Most High, sis. Good to see you. Shalawam. Shalawam. Who else is here? As you come in, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so, because like I said, I am so very excited to be back. So happy to be back, to see you all. Oh my gosh, it felt like forever. It felt like forever. Praise the Most High, correct. Yes. Yes, praise the Most High. Let's get this Shebrew royal tea party started. Why don't we? But before I go any further, let's first give a huge shout out, a praise to the Almighty, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews, in the name of his son, YASHAYA HaMashiach, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, RAWACH QADASH. Let us give them a huge round of applause for bringing us back. I am telling you, it is so amazing. It's so beautiful to be back. I'm your hostess, Kuala Yakaka, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. Welcome, sisters. Welcome, welcome back. Talk to me. How was your Passover? How was your Passover? Oh my gosh. And of course, a Feast of Unleavened Bread. How was it? Oh my, I don't even have to ask. I already know. I already know because I participated in both celebrations. And oh my goodness, it was absolutely amazing. It was amazing. So for those of you that attended the Passover and that I got to see, wasn't it amazing? Talk to me. Talk to me. Oh my goodness. Let's just have a conversation about that. It was such a blessed event. It was so amazing. It was so wonderful to see so many of my brothers and sisters from the California bodies, Northern and Southern California, Las Vegas, Dallas, College Station bodies, plus, those of you that I haven't seen in a while, and also to meet so many new brothers and sisters from the various bodies for the very first time. Yes, sis, it was so awesome. Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. I'm sure you sent me some of those pictures. Yes, sis, and they are absolutely beautiful. What a blessed experience that was. It really, really was. I came back and oh my gosh, I was wiped out. I don't know about you all, but it took me up until this morning. This morning to recover. As of last night, I was like, oh my goodness, do I have enough energy to have a show tomorrow? Because as you all know, I was running before the Passover, preparing everything that I needed to prepare for the vending event that Friday. Because, of course, I was vending with Shebrew royalty. And so, leading up to the actual Passover event, it was so busy for me. It was so busy. And then driving to the event, as you all know, we were having some really weird weather during that time where, the winds and all of that was going on. And so we fought through the wind and we got there, and it was busy from the time we got there until the time we got home, at least for me, because it actually took me 10 hours to drive there. And on the way there, I stopped, made the necessary stops for gas and, so on, and just pushed right through. But coming back, ended up stopping and, eating at a restaurant. So that took 12 hours to get back. And I drove it by myself. And so it was amazing. But by the time I got home, I was exhausted. I don't know about you all, but all that being said, it was absolutely amazing. Sister Adina, Shalawam, Shalawam. So good to see you. I miss you. I miss you, sis. I missed you. It's been 3 weeks since I've seen you. So, so good to see you here. We need to chat. We need to catch up. But yeah, the drive was long, but all praises again. The Most High took us all there safely and brought us back home safely. And the water, sis, the water. Yeah, and I have a praise report, which I am really holding on to until everything is finalized. But the Most High did an incredible thing while I was in Tulsa. So more details to follow, but I'm not going to spill the beans just yet. I am waiting for the ink to dry on certain things, and once that happens, then I will update you all on the amazing blessing that the Most High had in store for me in Tulsa. So yay! I know every event, every opportunity, is a blessing. Let me just put it that way. And the Most High shows up in the most incredible ways, sometimes in ways that we don't even think or imagine. But when he does, you know that it is definitely him. And so, like I said, I'm going to hold on to the details for a little while longer, but it's exciting. So let me just put it that way. So come on, talk to me. Sister Adina, how was your Passover? How was the Passover? I know it was amazing. How can it not be, right? And we left that and went straight into the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and that too, just it was just such a blessed time. It really was. So let's get these disclaimers out of the way. And yeah, it was awesome, sis, right here in my home. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High, because guess what? He was there too, right there in your home. And I'm sure that you also got to see, you got to enjoy the all of the celebration on your screen. So you got to see what was going on there in Tulsa. And yeah, it really was a great time. It really was. So I'm already looking forward to next year, because I don't think that there's any going back to the separate no, East Coast, West Coast Passover events. I think after this, it may just be the thing. It just may just be the thing where it's a coming together of both the East and West Coast for this event, and that would be absolutely amazing, especially in the times that we're in right now. So let's get these disclaimers out of the way, and let me start by saying, tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But if you happen upon this channel and you realize that you don't agree with our beliefs, our lifestyles, that's okay too. It's okay for you to just keep searching YouTube until you find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. You owe that to yourself. So just keep searching YouTube. But if you're not quite sure, I encourage you to just stick around, because, you may just like what Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty has to offer. We may just be your cup of tea. So what I do ask is that you not leave any insults or any derogatory statements in the comment box, because that would be distasteful. We would really appreciate that, and we thank you in advance. Also, although I am a licensed physician assistant and certified functional nutrition informed professional, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness on my broadcasts, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. If you are experiencing any medical problems, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are the views of myself or my guests, and not those of any particular church or organization. Some of the videos and materials may feature foods, herbal teas, nutritional supplements, and skin or hair care products offered through Shebrew Royalty LLC. These products are not evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results may vary, and individuals with allergies, underlying health conditions, or who are pregnant or nursing should consult a qualified health professional before using any product or adopting any wellness recommendation shared on this platform or the Shebrew Royalty LLC website. By watching this channel, you acknowledge and agree that you do so at your own risk. The creators, guests, and affiliates of this channel are not liable for any injury, loss, or damage allegedly arising from any information, suggestions, or practices shared here. So let's talk about our featured product. Let's talk about that. So every week we feature a product from our Shebrew Royalty Temple Treasures or Hebrew Royalty product lines. We have so many incredible, all organic and natural products. Sometimes it is difficult to choose. Tonight's featured product is handcrafted specifically for our Shebrew royalties through our Temple Treasures product line. So let's talk about the Temple Treasures collection if you're not already familiar with the product line. Let me start by saying your skin is your temple. You are to honor and treasure it with the luxury it deserves. Temple Treasures is a handcrafted, all natural skincare line inspired by ancient traditional beauty practices and designed for the modern queen, infused with powerful botanicals, rare essential oils, and nutrient rich ingredients. Our products nourish, restore, and elevate your glow. From the radiant facial scrubs to indulgent bath soaks, each formula is a sacred self care experience because true beauty isn't just skin deep, it's a reflection of the divine within. So, we want you to experience Temple Treasures. This is where skincare meets ancient tradition. So, what are you waiting for? Begin your skincare journey to outer radiance and beauty now. And one way to do so is with our featured product of the night. And I would bring this up on screen like I do every time we meet. I usually bring up the website, which I was planning on doing tonight. But since I had been gone, I have to be honest with you, I have done absolutely nothing when it comes to the business since I've been back. I have just been really just basking in rest and, reflection and just taking some well needed time away from the business for a minute. Because, like I said, it was full speed all the way up until, imagine getting all those products over to Tulsa and setting up and all of that, and then coming back home and breaking everything down. So when I got back, I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a break. I'm not going on the website. I'm not doing anything. I am just going to chill. And that I did until today. And so today, when I went, attempted to go onto the website which I went on the website, but the platform that I'm using, they're doing some kind of upgrades to the platform, and I use GoDaddy. And so a lot of my products are not showing up on the website, the live website. So I don't know if any of you have gone on the website recently. However, out of, I think, 23 Temple Treasures products, only 9 are showing up on the live website. So I haven't been able to, I reached out to them, but they weren't able to help me in fixing it yet. So long story short, the product that I'm featuring tonight is not showing up on the website. So I'm just going to talk to you about it. Hopefully by tomorrow, the website will be back up and functioning as it should. That being said, tonight's featured product is the Mint Essence Luxury Lip Balm. And let's talk about lip balms. So lip balms are a vital part of any beauty and self-care regimen because they provide essential hydration, protection, and nourishment for the delicate skin on the lips. Unlike the rest of our skin, lips lack oil glands, making them more susceptible to dryness, cracking, and environmental damage. Our high-quality lip balm acts as a barrier, sealing in moisture while shielding lips from harsh weather, pollutants, and sun exposure. Lip care is just as important as skin care. So our lip balm, I know we've had a lip balm for some time, and it was also mint essence, but I've updated and upgraded the formula, and so this is now the upgraded, updated luxury. It is the Mint Essence Luxury Lip Balm. So if you tried our previous Mint Essence Lip Balm, you are really going to like this one, and I think even more. And so with the Mint Essence Luxury Lip Balm, it's to refresh, restore, and renew the lips. It is a cooling, silky smooth treatment designed to awaken and soothe the lips with every application. Infused with pure peppermint essential oil, this luxurious balm delivers a gentle, refreshing sensation while deeply nourishing and protecting delicate lip skin. It's a luxurious version of our previous magnificent lip balm. It's crafted with a rich blend of shea butter, coconut oil, and sweet almond oil. It melts effortlessly upon contact, restoring softness and hydration without heaviness. A touch of castor oil adds a natural, subtle sheen, leaving lips smooth, supple, and lightly refreshed. The experience is crisp yet comforting, a cool breath of renewal wrapped in softness. And so what you'll experience is a refreshing, cooling peppermint sensation. Sister Hopcroft says, "Oh, I'll have to try that one out." I am serious. I have, well, I'll get to that in just a minute. So you'll experience a refreshing, cooling peppermint sensation, smooth, silky glide with no waxy drag. You know, sometimes you put lip balms on and they're tacky and they're really, you feel that real waxiness to them. Not with this. Deep hydration and protection, and soft, healthy looking lips with a natural sheen. And we're carrying this lip balm in 2 different sizes, because guess what? Some of the little girls want their lip balms as well. So I have a 1/2 ounce container, and then also the original 1 ounce container, which seems to last forever. That 1 ounce container just lasts forever. And it's because you only need just a little tiny dab on your finger and put it on your lip, and it doesn't take much. And so these lip balms really last a very long time. So the key ingredients, once again, shea butter, which deeply nourishes and softens the lips, coconut oil, which hydrates and protects, sweet almond oil, which conditions and smooths, castor oil adds shine and glide, and of course the peppermint essential oil, which is cooling, refreshing, and it revitalizes the lips. It's perfect for daily lip hydration, dry or chapped lips, a refreshing midday reset, and layering under or over your lip color. So this is the Mint Essence Luxury Lip Balm. It's a cooling touch, a silky finish, and a moment of renewal. And like I said, it comes in the 1/2 ounce and the 1 ounce sizes. And let me just show you a picture here of, give me just 1 second. Let's see. So this is what that looks like. It's the Mint Essence. There we go. Cooling Peppermint Lip Balm, Luxury Lip Balm. And here we go with the ingredients. Beeswax, shea butter, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, castor oil, vitamin E, let's not forget that, arrowroot powder, which allows it to have that real silky feel without being really oily, and then your peppermint essential oil. So that is what you can expect, sisters. That is our featured product of the night. That is the featured product. And like I said, the two different sizes, the half ounce is $7 and the 1 ounce, $15. Awesome. All that being said, sisters, you know what time it is. I know you know what time it is. What time is it, sisters? Talk to me. What time is it? Come on. What time is it? I can give you a clue, but I'm not going to give you a clue because you should know by now what time it is. Talk to me. What time is it? It is tea time, of course. So now that you know what time it is, how are you celebrating tea time? What is your cup of tea tonight? What tea? Exactly. What is your cup of tea tonight? It is tea time, right? Because we're here in Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So, at some point I am going to ask, what are we drinking? Absolutely. What is your cup of tea tonight? Or what are you drinking? Is it water? Is it juice? What is it? It's tea time. Con says it is tea time. Yay. Yay. So before I reveal my cup of tea tonight, let me first talk a bit about Shebrew royalties. Our royalties are exactly that. They are royal teas. Our royalties are a collection of organic, loose leaf teas designed to promote inner healing and vitality. We believe that tea is more than a drink. It's a celebration of wellness, a moment of restoration, and a sacred connection to nature. Iced tea for me. That's right. Is it a black tea? Is it a black iced tea? Because I'm going to reveal my tea as well. So what type of tea are you having iced? Is it a black tea? Our handcrafted all organic teas are intentionally blended using ancient herbal wisdom to nourish the body, calm the mind, and uplift the spirit. Whether you're seeking balance, energy, or deep relaxation, every sip is designed to support your well-being from the inside out. Experience the power of nature in every cup or glass, because true royalty starts with self-care. And this is an excellent way to care for self, is by having tea. Black tea. Okay, so my cup of tea tonight is actually Shebrew Royal Tea. This is our signature blend, Shebrew Royal Tea. But instead of hot tea tonight, I am enjoying this blend as an iced tea. Here it is. And oh my goodness, usually I have this tea hot. But today I said, you know what? I'm in the mood for an iced tea today. And I decided to have it cold. And oh my goodness, this tea is absolutely amazing, delicious as an iced tea. I have an infuser, a tea infuser, and I used that to infuse it rather than doing it on, in one of the pots on the stove. And it's an electric infuser. And oh my gosh, when this tea was done infusing, I put it in the freezer and just let it chill. And it is absolutely delicious. It really is. I added honey before putting it in the fridge to allow the honey to be able to, because when you have any cold drink and you try putting honey in there, it just kind of sticks to the bottom, So it needed to melt a little bit and blend really well with the tea. And oh my goodness gracious, I am so serious. This iced tea is something else. So yes, let's talk about this. So the Shebrew royalty, this tea is fit for a queen and rooted in wisdom. It's an all organic loose leaf tea blend designed to nourish the body, elevate the spirit, and support the essence of divine womanhood. It's ideal for daily tea time, self care ceremonies, or quiet moments of reflection. The key benefits: hormonal balance and womb support, heart health, inner calm and emotional harmony, skin radiance, and a gentle detox. The ingredients are rose petals, raspberry leaf, chamomile, holy basil or tulsi, orange peel, hibiscus, red clover, and shatavari root. So let's talk about what are the benefits of these ingredients. So the rose petals, I almost knocked that over. The rose petals are, it really is a heart opener. You know, when we talk about roses signifies love and beauty. And that's what it does. It promotes self-love and beauty. Raspberry leaf is a womb tonic, supports the reproductive system and hormones. Chamomile calms the nervous system and soothes inflammation. And it also helps with stress relief. The holy basil or tulsi is an adaptogen for stress relief and mental clarity. The orange peel kind of uplifts the moods, aids in digestion, and it just really brings a bright note to the blend. Hibiscus is rich in antioxidants, supports blood and heart health. Red clover supports hormonal balance and skin health. And the shatavari root is a rejuvenating herb for female vitality. So those are the ingredients and what they promote. So remember, before consuming any herbal teas or supplements, please be sure to check with your healthcare provider or pharmacist to avoid potential interactions with medications or health conditions, and if you are pregnant or nursing. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Again, sisters, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Shebrew Royalty LLC. So that being said, sisters, let's talk about our last shows. I know it's been a while. When I got back, I had to think, what's my show going to be about? My next show going to be about? And then I remembered we left off with Nature's First Aid Kit, and we hadn't completed that series. So here we are back again. So our last show was 3 weeks ago due to the break before and after the Passover celebration. So here we are 3 weeks later. That show was the second in the series titled Nature's First Aid Kit, Basic Herbal Remedies for Emergencies. That episode, the last episode, was about plantain, which is nature's bandage, and the humble healer that's in your backyard. Episode 1, the week prior, was on turmeric, which is nature's anti-inflammatory and pain reliever. In both episodes, we touched on their benefits and how they can be made into different formulations and used in a first aid kit. So if you haven't already viewed these shows, you can find them on this channel. I encourage you to do so. And also join our Nature's First Aid Kit making group, which we'll talk about later, right? So how many of you have started creating your first aid kits? I know I asked this question last time, and we actually came up with a solution to this problem, if we will consider it a problem. Because honestly, if you haven't started, you are not alone. I mentioned this before that, when we first started on this series, I was super ambitious and excited about starting to build mine, but Passover preparations kept me from, just kept me burning the midnight oil, and from, just making products, preparing for Passover and for the vending. I really didn't have much time to invest in making any of these products for the first aid kit. But I think this is such an important, it's so important that we do this, that we really start doing this, because we're gonna need these products. We are. And you all know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So I've been recuperating since I returned, and now that I'm back in full swing. Praise the Most High. I'm ready to go. So, like I said, we know the times that we are in, and we have to prepare, not just with food, but emergency supplies that won't require, everything should not be a pharmaceutical product, right? Or item. So hopefully by making some of these products and keeping them in our first aid kit, this will be our first line before things get so, out of control, where we land in emergency rooms and stuff like that. Not to say that we shouldn't go to emergency rooms. If we have an emergency that requires an emergency room, we definitely need to do that, right? Because these products are not to replace or to be used as a substitute for medications that are necessary to treat major emergency conditions that require life-sustaining measures. So if you are someone that require emergency assistance, please call 911 or go to an emergency room for proper diagnosis and treatment. But there are just some things that sometimes we end up going to the ER and they say, oh, just take an over-the-counter this or that. And instead of having to take an over-the-counter this or that, whatever it may be, you may have something in your natural herbal first aid kit that can really work just as well, and sometimes even better. So that's what this is about. So now, without further ado, it is showtime. I have a nice kit starting. Look at you, Sister Habkarad. Look at you. You are amazing, sis. You are amazing. You are always on it. That's good to hear. We'll have to talk about your nice kit that you have started. So shalom again, royal family, and welcome back to Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, where ancient wisdom meets modern wellness, and where we honor the body as the sacred temple that it is. This is episode 3 of our Nature's First Aid Kit series. So far, we have explored how to support the body using what grows from the earth, from foundational herbal preparedness to turmeric, nature's anti-inflammatory, and plantain, nature's bandage. Today, we are focusing on a plant that many of you already know, but may not fully understand in an emergency setting. How many people think of peppermint being an emergency herb? Not too many people think of it that way, right? So peppermint, we're calling this the cooling reviver. And as always, this episode is for educational purposes only. But remember, peppermint, you need to know this, peppermint is powerful, but it must be used with wisdom and proper awareness. So let's begin. So peppermint, or mentha pepperita, is often associated with gum, chewing gum, right? Peppermint chewing gum, peppermint candy, of course, peppermint tea. But beyond its refreshing taste, peppermint is a potent medicinal herb. It carries a strong cooling, stimulating, and clearing energy in the body. And that combination makes it incredibly valuable in certain emergency or discomfort situations. So, what makes peppermint unique? Peppermint contains menthol, which creates that cooling sensation. But beyond the sensation, peppermint supports circulation, digestive relief, respiratory opening, muscle relaxation, and mental alertness. It can revive, cool, and reset the body when things feel out of balance. Peppermint shines in situations where the body feels overheated, nauseated, tense, foggy, and stagnant. So let's first talk about nausea and digestive distress, how peppermint helps with that. So peppermint is one of the most well-known herbs for nausea, for upset stomach, and for motion sickness. We can use it by sipping peppermint tea, inhaling the peppermint aroma, or use diluted peppermint oil externally. It helps relax the digestive tract and restore balance. So how many of you have used peppermint tea for digestive discomfort, for bloating, for gas, for an upset stomach, or when you're nauseated? I know I have. And also inhaling it, like if you've had a stuffy nose. Many of us have done that. Or actually using it, some people rub it on their tummies as an oil to help relieve digestive discomfort. Sister Adna says, I have. Khan says, yes, many of us have. How about headaches and tension? Headaches and tension, definitely inhaling. Khan, Sister Hapkarad says. So peppermint can be used for tension headaches, using the essential oil with a carrier oil and massaging the temples, massaging, those areas that are tight and tense. Peppermint can also be used for mental fatigue by inhaling it, and for stress-related discomfort as well. So how do you use it for headaches and tension? Apply diluted peppermint oil to temples or the neck, or inhale deeply for mental clarity. The cooling effect helps relieve pressure and increases circulation. So Hapkarat says, Khan, for pain and breathing issues, Khan, and inhale it to wake you up. Yes, absolutely, as well. But don't. But don't, I repeat, don't get it in the eyes. Says, no, you do not want to get peppermint oil in the eyes. And I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact because I got peppermint oil, essential oil in my eyes not too long ago, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I was shaking it, putting it in my diffuser, and somehow it splashed and and it went directly into my eyeball, right? And yeah, that was not a good feeling. Not a good feeling at all, but I survived it. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Do not get it in the eye. It's funny you should say that. And I just experienced that not too long ago. So how about for heat and overheating? So peppermint oil has a natural cooling action. So in case of heat exposure, hot weather fatigue, or mild overheating, peppermint can help the body feel refreshed and regulated. Then there's also respiratory support. Peppermint can help open the airways. It's used for mild congestion when you're feeling stuffy, breathing discomfort, non-emergency breathing discomfort. We're not talking about if you're having an asthma attack or anything like that. We're talking about breathing discomfort, like a stuffy nose, that kind of thing, right? So how do you use it that way? Steam inhalation or aromatic use, putting it in your diffuser and just letting it permeate the air. It creates a sensation of easier breathing and clarity. So many of us are aware of how to use peppermint in teas, in cooking, for culinary purposes, and some of the conditions that I just mentioned. However, there are other uses for peppermint that some of us are not very familiar with. So let's go to the Epoch Times. I really like the Epoch Times because they always have such amazing articles on there about wellness, health and wellness. So this is the Epoch Health publication, and let's see how and why to use peppermint in emergencies. Let's check this article out. Let me get it up on the screen here. All right. And this article, Peppermint, First Aid for Nausea, Headache, Constipation, and More. And what I am going to do, it says here, mint is a group of perennial herbs, including 18 species and 11 hybrids. It is widely used for culinary, medicinal, and aromatherapeutic properties. So let's hear. Yeah, the screen is a distance from me, so I am going to allow this article to read for me. Let's have it read here.
Peppermint, first aid for nausea, headache, constipation, and more. In this series, Herbal First Aid Kit, we look at natural alternatives to modern first aid kits, which usually consist of medications made from synthetic chemicals. If you are looking for natural solutions for acute conditions, these herbs are safe, effective, and easily available. Mint is widely used for its culinary, medicinal, and aromatherapeutic properties. It represents a group of perennial herbs that includes 18 species and 11 hybrids. The most known are peppermint, spearmint, and wild mint. Today, mint is known primarily for its refreshing taste and aroma. However, in ancient times, it was recognized for its numerous health benefits. In ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome, mint was used to treat indigestion and soothe the stomach. In fact, peppermint leaves have been found in Egyptian pyramids dating back to 1000 BC. In the Middle Ages, peppermint was used to polish teeth and keep rats and mice out of stores. By the 18th century, in Western Europe, peppermint was used for nausea, morning sickness, vomiting, menstrual disorders, and respiratory infections. Mint was listed in the London Pharmacopoeia in 1721 as a remedy for colds, headaches, sores, and venereal disease. Mint was also acknowledged for its ability to interact with the central nervous system. For example, in South Africa, the dried leaves were burned and the smoke was inhaled as a treatment against mental illness. Recently, scientists have confirmed the effectiveness of these ancient practices through numerous studies demonstrating that mint can regulate the nervous system. Because of its diverse array of healing properties, peppermint can replace several man-made medications commonly found in a modern first aid kit. Headaches. When experiencing a headache, I reach for peppermint instead of aspirin or acetaminophen. While man-made drugs are commonly believed to be more effective than natural medicine, the scientific research suggests otherwise. Local topical application with peppermint oil is effective in treating tension headaches, the most common form of headache. In fact, studies have shown that peppermint oil is as effective at relieving tension headache as acetylsalicylic acid and paracetamol. While peppermint is a natural plant remedy, aspirin can contain synthetic ingredients such as carnauba wax, DNC yellow 10 aluminum lake, polysorbate 80, propylene glycol, and triacidin. Nausea. When experiencing nausea or motion sickness, I reach for peppermint instead of Dramamine or Gravel. A study published in the medical journal Nursing in 2016 concluded that peppermint oil inhalation is a viable first-line treatment for nausea in postoperative cardiac surgery patients. Post-surgery, 34 patients experienced nausea, with an average nausea rating of 3.29 on a scale of 0 to 5, with 5 being the greatest nausea. 2 minutes after inhaling peppermint oil, the average nausea rating dropped significantly to 1.44. Constipation. When I experience constipation, I reach for peppermint instead of MiraLAX. Enteric-coated peppermint oil capsules were reported as safe and effective in the treatment of irritable bowel syndrome, according to a study in the Journal of Gastroenterology. According to the study, 79% of adult patients who consumed the capsules 3 or 4 times daily, 15 to 30 minutes before meals for 1 month reported an alleviation of the severity of abdominal pain. 56% were entirely pain-free, and 83% reported less abdominal distension. While peppermint is a natural plant remedy, MiraLAX contains polyethylene glycol 3350, which is derived from fossil fuels. When to use peppermint? Peppermint has been shown through scientific studies to be useful in the following ways: headache relief, pain reduction, increased alertness, decreased anxiety and fatigue, relief from nausea, relief from constipation, relief from coughing, improved sleep. Different therapeutic options. While direct consumption of raw mint is an effective remedy, it is perishable, rendering it impractical for a first aid kit. Likewise, peppermint tea is an effective remedy. However, it requires warm water and time to steep, which isn't ideal for a quick remedy. The best options for a first aid kit include diluted peppermint essential oil, aromatherapy, and capsules. These remedies can be made at home or purchased pre-made. Below are my favorite recipes along with common dosages. Diluted peppermint essential oil. Add 3 drops peppermint essential oil to 2 teaspoons organic fractionated coconut oil. I add the oils to a glass essential oil roller bottle for ease of application, but a glass bottle with an eyedropper works well too. Simply apply the diluted essential oil to your skin where needed. For example, to relieve a tension headache, apply diluted peppermint essential oil to the temples and back of the neck. For constipation, apply to the abdomen. Peppermint aromatherapy. Add 2 or 3 drops peppermint essential oil to a vaporizer or diffuser and enjoy the minty aroma. For a relaxing bath, add a couple of drops of essential oil directly to the bathwater. Alternatively, add a few drops to distilled water in a spray bottle and spritz your home, car, or office. Peppermint capsules. Peppermint capsules can be made at home or purchased. Enteric-coated capsules are commonly recommended to prevent the capsules from breaking down before reaching the intestines. This helps reduce the likelihood of unwanted side effects, such as heartburn. Follow the dosage recommendation on the product label or ask your doctor for a recommended dosage. Peppermint oil is reportedly safe at a dosage of 0.2 to 0.4 milliliters of oil 3 times per day in enteric-coated capsules for adults. A word on peppermint quality. Not all peppermint essential oil is created equal. To decrease costs, essential oils are sometimes adulterated by adding a similar but cheaper oil or diluting the natural oil with various solvent oils. In 2023, ConsumersAdvocate.org tested 11 peppermint essential oil samples and reported that 4 were adulterated. Identifying an adulterated essential oil can be tricky because it may smell like an unadulterated essential oil, but the quality and effectiveness are likely diminished. When choosing an essential oil, I purchase only products that are organic, do not contain additives or synthetic chemicals, and have been tested for heavy metals, microbes, and glyphosate. Precautions. Pregnant or breastfeeding women should consult their healthcare provider before consuming mint. Peppermint may interact with some prescription drugs, such as cyclosporin, acid-reducing medications, ulcer medications, calcium channel blockers, and other drugs used for hypertension or high blood pressure. People with a hiatal hernia, gastroesophageal reflux disease, diarrhea, or a condition that causes the stomach to not produce enough acid should consult with a healthcare provider before consuming mint. Peppermint oil is contraindicated in children under 2 years of age. Avoid contact with eyes, inner ears, and sensitive areas. Next, frankincense is one of the world's most important and well-known natural remedies for good reason. Read Part 1 Turmeric, Natural First Aid Treatment for Inflammation, Pain, Fever and more. Read Part 2 Plantain, a first aid weed with antibiotic, antiviral, and pain block.
So that was some good information, some really good information. And when you go, let me go right here to these studies. Let me see if, I think these will open up in a different window. So you're probably not going to be able to see these studies, but these are studies that were done by the NIH, the National Institute of Health. The NIH, let me start with this first headache relief study. And I'm just going to give you just an example of what it says here, according to the NIH, and it's their National Library of Medicine. And this is the effectiveness of Oleum menthe piperite and paracetamol in therapy of headache of the tension type. So this goes into a study about the effects of locally applied peppermint oil preparation on tension type headaches, was examined in the design of random placebo-controlled double-blind crossover study for the first time. The preparation was tested against both reference substance acetaminophen or Tylenol and to the corresponding placebo. The liquid test preparation contained 10 grams of peppermint oil and ethanol, 90%, and AD 100 test preparation, blah, blah, blah. And this was at a Lischwer Pharma in Berlin. The placebo was a 90% ethanol solution to which traces of peppermint oil were added for blinding purposes. The reference preparation contained 500 milligrams acetaminophen. The placebo tablet was identical to the verum in size and appearance. Long story short, this is the study that showed how the peppermint oil, it says here, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it says, let me go right here to the bottom. Let's see, simultaneous application of 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen and 10% peppermint oil in ethanol solution leads to an additive effect, which remains below the significance threshold. However, the patients reported no adverse events. This control study showed for the first time that a 10% peppermint oil in ethanol solution efficiently alleviates tension-type headaches. Peppermint oil thus proves to be a well-tolerated and cost-effective alternative to usual therapies. So the study was basically done to see if the peppermint oil was as effective as Tylenol, and it was, and in some cases even better. So that's the long and short of this study. And all of the other studies that were done, let's go back here, with the pain reduction, the alertness, increased alertness, all of these studies basically proved that peppermint oil was a really good alternative to certain medications. So that's good to know, right? That they actually did studies. So we really have a leg to stand on when we talk about using these products. No one can come and say, oh, well, these things have not been studied. They have. And it's been proven to be very effective. So let's see what y'all are saying out here. Okay. So yes, sisters, that is the article by Epic Times, the Epic Health publication, and the utilization of peppermint, first aid for nausea, headaches, constipation, and more. And there I am, I'm purple again. I don't know what is going on. This is so wild. I'm purple again. I can't hide from this is so insane. Have you guys ever seen this happen on any other YouTube show? Have you seen anyone turn purple? I mean, am I just special or what? How do they know that I really like purple? How do they know? I mean, I do look good in purple though, don't I? If we had to choose any color to have me featured in, I think purple was definitely a good royal choice. But it's okay. Oh God, you're so special. Oh my gosh. This is so funny. My royal colors again. Yes. I think Sister Zion, welcome. Yes, it's so awesome how many ways we can use the peppermint, huh? Yes, we're really going to learn some more about the peppermint. So to make peppermint practical for real life use, Keep dried peppermint leaves. Keep that for tea. Peppermint essential oil, peppermint tincture, and peppermint capsules. And let's see. It says you had clicked something and then you went purple. Did I click something? No, I was just switching from one page to the next. That was it. I was switching from the page that had the information about the studies back to the screen, so that I could see you know, what's going on with you all, with the chat and everything. Because once I clicked off of that and went onto my screen that had the information about the study, I couldn't see you all. And then I came back, and as soon as I came back, there I was purple again. I don't know. What could I say? I'm special like that. This is so funny. Yeah, so like I said, make peppermint practical for real life use. If you don't already have dried peppermint leaves, get some organic dried peppermint leaves, peppermint essential oil, peppermint tincture, and peppermint capsules. So this allows you to use it in different situations quickly. Preparedness is not about having everything. It's about having the right thing with understanding, knowing how to use them, right? So we spoke previously, and you know, I'll get to that. I'll come back to that, right? So peppermint is powerful, and it really must be respected. Avoid using strong peppermint oil on infants or very young children. Near the eyes, and I can vouch for that, do not get peppermint oil or any peppermint anything in the eye. And do not use peppermint essential oil undiluted on sensitive skin. And you are to use caution if you have reflux, if you have GERD, because it can relax the esophageal sphincter and allow more acid and food to go reflux back up into the esophagus and really cause you to become even more symptomatic. And also use caution if you are pregnant. You need to consult your OB for guidance on that. So with peppermint, a little goes a long way. And wisdom is knowing how much is enough. And I know sometimes we think because these are herbs and they're safe for use that we can overindulge, but no, we still have to use wisdom. So beyond the physical, peppermint has a distinct energetic signature. It awakens, it clears, because it awakens the senses, it clears. If you have the stuffy nose, congestion, it helps with that. It refreshes. So if you're hot, peppermint is very cooling. Hey, sis. My sister Althea. Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you? And it stimulates movement. And we talked about plantain previously. Plantain soothes and turmeric calms because turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, but peppermint revives. It brings the body out of heaviness into alertness. So remember that with peppermint. Peppermint teaches us that healing is not always about slowing down. Doing much better now. Oh, that's good to hear. Awesome. That is so good to hear. Sometimes it's about waking up the body, right? Clearing stagnation, restoring flow, bringing breath and awareness back into the moment. And in times of discomfort or imbalance, that shift can make all the difference. So peppermint is it's such an amazing herb, right? Such an amazing herb. And we talked, was it the last time? Yes, I think it was our last show where Sister Adana, you volunteered. I put it out there. If there's, any sister in this area that wants us to get together and have a get together to create a group to make these products for our first aid kit, our nature's first aid kit, and one person can be responsible for making maybe like a turmeric tincture and share with everyone, and then the other person make maybe a peppermint tincture or peppermint salve, something like that, and share with everyone. So once we have that get together, everyone leaves with a full kit. So we're not all having to make all of these different ingredients to put in the kit. And Sister Adana, you volunteered to open your home to those of us who are in this area. And I would encourage the sisters that are in other areas to form a group with some other sisters and do the same thing. So by the time, at the end of the day, you all have a full herbal kit. And what I will do to support that is I will put together the recipes. So once you decide what you want to make to put in your first aid kit and to share with others, I will have the recipes for you all and email these recipes to you. So I will need you, once you decide that this is what you want to do, send me, and let me put my email address here. Let me remind you all, this is the email address, shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com. Just reach out to me and let me know what recipe you are interested in, and I will email that recipe to you, and you can purchase the ingredients to make whatever it is. And in when it comes to maybe tinctures, you may want to start maybe a week in advance of the date that you plan your get together, so you can actually have the tinctures ready before the get together. But once you all decide that this is what you want to do, and Sister Adana, in your case, you and I will get together. You and I can get together and decide what day is good for you, and then the sisters in this area can reach out to me and we can let them know when we're going to meet, where we're going to meet. And you sisters that are in California or any other area that may want to do the same thing, reach out to the sisters in your area and come together and decide what products you want to have in your first aid kit, and have someone reach out to me and I'll send you all the recipes. Does that sound like a plan? Give me a thumbs up, a con, or if you have any questions, now is a good time to drop those questions in the comment box, because we really need to get this first aid kit going. And so by the time we go to Tabernacles in September, we should all have a pretty nice, as Sister Ahab Karad says, a pretty nice herbal first aid kit together. What do y'all think about that? Does that sound like a plan? So come on, talk to me. Sister Adana says, Khan, all praises. So if this episode blessed you, share it with someone building their natural wellness knowledge. Sister Zion gave me 3 thumbs up, all praises. Yes. Save it as part of your preparedness journey. Begin incorporating. Love it. Oh, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Woohoo! Yes. I'm loving it too. So save it as part of your preparedness journey. Begin incorporating peppermint into your herbal first aid kit. So for myself, I think that this will be one of the products that I would want to make and share with you all, to make that peppermint tincture and maybe some peppermint salves. Yep. So yeah, let's start incorporating the peppermint into our herbal first aid kit. And we talked about turmeric, like I said, and the plantain. The plantain, I have not identified that plant yet. I have not identified. Sister Adna says containers. What about the containers, sis? Oh, let me scroll back up. You said, what about, so we need to purchase containers to pour the other sisters' tinctures into. Yeah, like it depends on what you're making, right? It depends on what you're making. Everything is going to need a container. So yes, so you will purchase the containers to put whatever it is that you're making. In my case, let's say I make the peppermint tincture. Then I will have to buy those little bottles with the dropper, and put those in there for however many sisters. And then if one of the other sisters makes turmeric tinctures, or maybe it's capsules, whatever it is that you choose to make, then yes, you buy the container, but realize that you'll only be buying the container once for each individual, and then somebody else will be buying the container for you for whatever it is that they're making. So in the end, it's everyone ends up putting out and getting back a lot more than you actually put out, right? So that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, and these containers, they don't have to be big containers. These are, maybe a 2-ounce dropper bottle, maybe a 4-ounce 4-ounce tin, if you're making a salve, whatever it may be. But yeah, you get to decide how much of what you're going to donate. But each person should buy a little pouch or something that you'll be able to put all of your first aid supplies in. And when I email the recipe to you, it will also have how to use each of these ingredients, everything that you're putting in the first aid kit. So that will also come with instructions on how to use each first aid kit item. Does that make sense? So you're not just throwing it in the first aid kit and wondering how do I use this? All of that will come with the directions on how to use it. And also the recipes as well, because let's say I make the tincture, the peppermint tincture, and give it to you. But if you run out, then now, or if you want to make more to add to your kit, you will also have that recipe as well, so that you can replenish your kit as needed. But at least for the very first time, instead of everyone having to make all of these products, all of these items for the first aid kit, all at once, you only have to make one item. And yeah, sisters, I have to make a call to family member. Be blessed, sis. Be blessed. Shalawam, sis. So yeah. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, like I said, I'll talk to Sister Adina some more about that in my area. And for those of you that aren't in this area, if you want to reach out to me and get more information on how to organize this, I would appreciate it. Just go ahead and email me. So let's pivot to an update on the Shebrew Royalty Virtue Women's Conference and Royal Tea Party. Let's talk about that. So unfortunately, due to multiple factors, I am having to postpone the event. I am so sorry, sisters. I am so sorry. I am so bummed. But many circumstances have played a role in me having to reconsider how and when to make this happen. I'm definitely not saying that it will not happen. But June is an unrealistic milestone that I cannot reach at this time for the conference and tea party. And I know, just like myself, many of you were looking forward to this event in June, but there are so many reasons why it would be difficult to pull this off in June. It really will be difficult. So one significant factor is its proximity to the recent Passover celebration that we just had in Tulsa, which many of us traveled, distances to attend. And for many of you, it was a huge sacrifice, but it was definitely an enormous blessing to be able to attend. However, being able to turn around and do that again, to make another trip for 3 days, it will be really difficult for many. So also another reason is that it is very possible that I will be moving, not from the city where I'm at currently, but to another residence in the same, neighboring, same city or neighboring city in July. And so that puts a lot of pressure to be able to get this tea party and conference together and have to move all within a month. So we all know how arduous moving is, and it will be, will be a significant strain physically, emotionally, and financially for me to make this all happen. So, and I know you all know how meticulous I am when it comes to planning and carrying out events and stuff like that. And to not be able to give this 100% of my time, my efforts, it would be robbing you all and even myself of the experience that we deserve for this event. So I'm having to make this decision to postpone the event. That being said, I thank you for your patience and understanding while I work through these hurdles. And I promise, the Most High willing, we will get back on track shortly. And again, please accept my apologies. And it's going to happen. It just won't be in June. So, whew. That being said, this channel is not monetized, but if you find that the information that is presented on this channel to be useful and valuable to you, please feel free to give a donation to the cause. Nothing is too small or large. Shebrew Royalty LLC and Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty are labors of love and appreciation. And what I present on this channel and create and offer on ShebrewRoyalty.com comes from a place of love, care, and appreciation for each and every one of you and myself, and most importantly, the Most High, AHAYAH. We appreciate any gift that the Most High puts on your heart to donate. Donations may be sent to $ Shebrew Royalty on Cash App. Please be sure to specify donation as the purpose for the transaction. Thank you, Thawada, in advance for your generosity. But the best way to support us is by visiting ShebrewRoyalty.com and purchasing one of our all-organic skincare products from either our Temple Treasures collection, made for the queens, or from our Hebrew Royalty collection, specifically crafted for our kings. And don't forget our Royalties collection as well. Here we go. Shebrew Royalty in its iced tea form. Delicious. If you haven't experienced our products, please check out our reviews page on ShebrewRoyalty.com. Check out what our customers are saying. And for those of you that have purchased and still have not written a review, please do so. Please submit a review as soon as possible. I truly appreciate it. So let's continue to grow this channel so that the information can reach Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, and even those that are not Shebrews but are willing to be a part of our community. We are to let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. So thank you, Thawada, for your continued love and support. I love you all and always appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to have tea and conversation with me. Thawada, thank you for your support. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. If this episode spoke to you, spoke to your heart, please share it with another woman that may need this information as well. Summertime, con sis. Summertime is right in June. After summer, after June, it comes July, and then August, after August is September, and we're dealing with tabernacles in September. So there's always something going on. So I may do a poll. What I may do is have a poll to see what month would be best for most. So know that I am praying for you, sisters. I'm praying for us. So until the Most High brings us back together, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. So, beloved, I thank you for joining me on another healing moment on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Until next time, care for your temple, walk in wisdom, and stay prepared. I am your hostess, YASHAYA, a voice of reasoning and justice. And as always, this is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. Shalom. Have a blessed week. Love you too, sis. Love you. Love you too, sis. Have an amazing evening. You as well. I love you all. Shalom, 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 and ahabatha. I love you. Love y'all. Blessings. And most high willing, we will see each other next Sunday, another week, if it's the Most High's will. So have a blessed and amazing week. Ahabatha. Shalawam. Shalawam, Sister Habkarad. The water. Be blessed, everyone.